Good morning, this is Angela Arnett reporting live from Ocean Park, Washington in my humble domain. Small but perfect for Christopher and I on the 25th of November. Want to start an intro and see what you think.
Out where the river broke, the bloodwood and the desert oak, holding wrecks and boiling diesels, steaming 45 degrees. The time has come.
Time has come, folks.
To say fair's fair.
Fair's fair, dude.
To pay the rent. To pay our share.
Alright. The reason that I picked the song to intro with is because of this. I'm going to start speaking very candidly about my comas, and the reason why is because my approach to the whole documentary thing was, in the beginning, I couldn't understand why people weren't watching these clips that I was making. A lot of these clips were running, 9 minutes, 59 seconds, and I ended up using it to my advantage. What I ended up doing, because of the fact that people weren't paying attention or taking the time to watch the documentary pieces, is I got really, really radical and really truthful about the way that my life has been over the last 8 years and the things that I've been able to accomplish over the last 8 years. I had no idea that all of that material was going to go missing. It's disappointing and it's heartbreaking, but I'm going to start to just say the things that I originally alluded to in the first one. And I think that's what God is wanting me to do. To not necessarily start completely over, because I cannot regain what I have lost with respect to that. I've tried to get a hold of Mark Zuckerberg. It's impossible. But what I can say is that the first coma is all of the good stuff. The second coma is all of the bad stuff. And I don't know if there's going to be a third coma. I think for me, the next step after being taken to these two places and given the information I am supposed to reiterate and convey to those who don't want to be left behind after the rapture, I can only do so much. I worked hard. I pumped hard. I was going 15 hours a day working on this documentary, over 1,400 clips, around 10 minutes each, almost. I mean, that's thousands of hours. And, there were a lot of things that were empiricism, not just me yammering into a camera. It was about going out into the mission field and picking up people that needed rides and talking to them, or rescuing a girl one night when she was screaming for help at the four-way intersection because her boyfriend had hit her, going down to the bar in Seaview and meeting with one of the waitresses and listening to her story and her grief, and capturing all these beautiful moments on tape to be able to share with the world. And I don't think that you can really relate to that kind of thing unless you are a producer of something, whether it be art or whatever. Imagine the most important things that you've created, whether it be trophy cases or, ribbons from a fair or pictures on the wall, and in a matter of seconds, it all goes away. So I can identify very strongly with a lot of people who are going through the whole Sandy epidemic. And the thing is that it's just going to get worse. It's all going to get worse. And I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I'm being the bearer of the truth. Okay? So the reason that I picked that song is because after the rapture happens and the tribulation picks up, because right now Satan's starting to creep through the cracks and establish what everybody refers to as this new world order, that when the rapture happens will be set off like a frickin', you think you're dealing with rockets now. Wait till you deal with God. But Satan has the control over all of the churches. Satan has control over all of the people. And I don't believe that the Antichrist is a person. I believe the Antichrist is a system. and Satan taking on the name of the Antichrist, being the head honcho of that, all of these things that are going to come to pass. He's dangerous in every single way. This tribulation period is a period for people who were left behind or who come into the world during this 3.5 to 7 year period that people argue about, are going to be at the mercy. They'll either take a mark here or a mark here to be able to get scanned, to get the groceries that they need. Every single movement, everything you do, everywhere you go, they'll know how much you sleep. And probably by the time Satan really comes up into power, people will have a mechanism to be able to put on your temple and actually read your mind. It wouldn't surprise me if, things like that were invented. And so the reason that I played that song is because churches, every church, every mosque, every synagogue, every country that has a flag that they're proud of, all of these things get taken away. All of these things that people hold on to, their possessions. The closest thing that I can imagine to, Rwanda was bad, there's been a lot of historical things, but the Holocaust, that's what I see happening on a global level. Hitler was the closest thing to that one entity on the face of this planet who worked with many other people to socialize and condition an entire nation. Imagine the implications of what Satan will be able to do with the power that he's going to be given. And so, for those people that are left behind, I am offering another symbol that you can wear. You can wear a heart on your palm. You can write a cross on your forehead. You can ensure yourself that you won't ever have to take that mark, given you were left behind. And since most people say, well, I'm not going to be left behind, Angela, so I don't need to worry about that. Well, I'm going to tell you something. There is somebody that you either work with, that you love, that you live with, somebody of significant importance to you might be left behind. Quit thinking on an individualistic level. That is what our culture is. Individuality. And I respect that. But with that being said, there are people that you love that are going to be left behind. And they're going to have to struggle really hard to make it through what is almost virtually going to be an impossible situation with respect to what's going to happen. So I am making this video to plead with every single person that believes in glorifying God and are true followers. If you're a true follower, you'll think about this and you'll be like, you know what? She's right. So what can I do and what can I leave behind so that these people that really get left behind, how will they be able to operate and function? The 4 letters that you guys need to know, I'm telling you now. JPHC, Jesus Perfect Hero Christ. Thanks for watching, and remember, wherever you go, there you are.